is University of Kentucky Hockey on the UK Hockey Network. And now, your hosts, Aaron Rose and Jason Grefer.
Hockey fans, the time is here. Aaron Rose alongside Jason Grefer. We're back for another season of UK hockey. Jason, first and foremost, how are you doing tonight,
yes. Buddy? Hockey is back. I got to tell you, I got here to the rink about an hour ago or so, and the line was already up and out of the arena and out into the parking lot. It's unbelievable, the crowd that's packed in for opening night here at the Ice Center as the Cats take on the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky, who are already into their season. Right,
they're a little bit experienced, a little bit more experienced this evening as they come in playing 4 games already, sporting a 1-3 record, and the one win coming over
Northern Kentucky University. They split with Northern Kentucky University. I believe they won the first. Eastern won the opener 9-3, dropped the second game 9-4, then took on Wright State last weekend and actually had a decent showing. Wright State won both games by scores of 6-5 and 6-4. And you look at an Eastern roster that is has a lot of young talent, a lot of freshmen and sophomores, and with that you're going to see a lot of inexperience, some inconsistent play, and we see that already so far this season. 5 Eastern Kentucky Colonel players have already amassed more than 10 penalty minutes in just 4 games. So a lot of youth on the team. That means they're going to bring a lot of energy, and the Cats will need to bring their energy as well. Aaron and I got a chance to check out practice last night for the Wildcats as we were kind of getting a run through of our things together. And this Cats team, a lot of players back, some fresh faces. We'll go over those throughout the game and throughout the season. But one thing we've noticed through practice and in talking with other people around the program this year is speed.
Yes.
Speed. They look incredibly fast. And we were talking last night, we expect this game, if Kentucky plays it to their pace, this will be a track meet.
Definitely, and one of the big things we also want to talk about is the work ethic of Jim Borgard. He won't be starting tonight. It's going to be Steinbrecher in goal.
Right.
He's going to be getting his first opportunity. You want to talk about goaltending this year. This is going to be one strong point for Kentucky. You have the versatility of Steinbrecher. You have the consistency of Borgard, but then you have, like the music there. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked. Some 1,000-foot crutch going. Very nice. Sorry. Anyway, and then you got the rookie sensation. Well, not sensation yet, but we'll see how he does. But you got the rookie in Aaron Tenfeld, who just came in from Paul Lawrence Dunbar, graduated last year, and had a very high save percentage within the KHSHL league. And in the KHSHL, he amassed about a .95 save percentage,
that's not shabby.
No, not at all. Not at all. And of course, you do have some, weaker teams that you will play throughout the year, but the KHSHL is a very strong league. Mm-hmm. So, needless to say, Aaron Tenfeld could be a very, very strong competitor for Kentucky, and he will get some playing time this year.
He will.
But, obviously the first weekend, you're going to give that to your seniors.
Absolutely, and he's got 2 good guys to learn from, Borgard and Steinbrecher. You got the emotion and intensity from Steinbrecher, and as you mentioned, the consistency, the solid play in net from Borgard. And we had a chance to talk to Jim Borgard yesterday after practice.
Definitely.
A little bit about Tenfeld. He said, he's calm, he's loose, he's in there making some plays, but it's a whole nother animal going from practice to games and going from making the jump from high school to collegiate.
Oh, definitely.
That's a big jump for him, so he's still coming along, being coached up very nicely.
And in the high school leagues, you don't have crowds like this, like we're looking at the Ice Center tonight, which is a packed house already. And as we speak, the referees headed out onto the ice, so we're getting ready for warm-ups here at the Lexington Ice Center. And teams will be taking the ice in just a minute.
And we'll go ahead and go over the new additions to the Kentucky squad this year. First off, number 4 junior Sean McLaughlin, who's the older brother of Matt McLaughlin, who was a freshman on the team last season. Number 8, Drew Phillips, a sophomore.
Drew Phillips also coming from the Dunbar.
There you go.
Dunbar motif.
Another sophomore forward to the sophomore forward, so bringing in some guys with a little bit of experience as well.
Tony Woodward, a sophomore, coming in for Kentucky as well. Also looking at Reed Hickman, he's a new one. And also you have a line of defenders here who's brand new. You got Pat Whitman, who is the younger brother of Sean Whitman.
We can't call him the little brother of Sean Whitman because it's hard to be littler than Sean Whitman.
Well, I'll let him hear that later.
That was a quote from John Winters.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I'm just
so
passing
you're
along.
pawning it off
I'm passing along what I was told.
And then you also have
Sean, don't take offense.
you also have Greg Monson, who's another defender, and Jeremy Schmidt, all freshmen as well. And otherwise, you know, the rest of the roster, guys you remember from last year: Chris Hubbard, Dylan Rohar, Hunter Lyons, Connor Jonas. Also, you got Jay Morgan, Taylor Vitt, Michael Getz.
I think the big one, though, coming back for a 5th year is the captain, Andrew Saris. We thought he was going to go ahead and move on. Last year, he's decided to come back for a 5th year. And we're getting now a look at the new uniforms for the Kentucky Wildcats. And I got to say, they look mighty, mighty impressive.
Totally digging the uniforms you got.
I like the uniforms for this year. More of a basic feel to these home whites than we saw last year. They look very, very clean and very sharp.
The RBK jerseys sporting this season. Eastern Kentucky getting ready to take the ice as well. The fans are pumped, and it is a very pro-UK crowd tonight.
I'd be curious to see if tomorrow night these two teams will be back at it. Tomorrow night, Eastern Kentucky will be the home team, so we expect there'll be a little bit more of an Eastern Kentucky crowd as their athletic department, who sold tickets last year for the games, we expect to do the same again for this series tonight.
But we will be bringing you the contest live here on CoolCatsHockey.com. And of course, we're going to look on, of course, as usual, we're going to upload our games to YouTube. We're going to try something else different this year. It's going to be called Blitz TV. We'll actually be able to embed the games right on the website. So definitely something worth checking out. Here comes the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. And the line,
maroon and white.
The battle lines have been drawn here. And as you can tell, we were talking to the general manager for EKU earlier, saying their away jerseys haven't come in yet for their typical one. So we're going to try to make the best of it here. He's going to try to help us out along the way as we can get the new names figured out here.
We mentioned a lot of freshmen. By my count, 9 freshmen on this Eastern Kentucky hockey team. So like I mentioned, you're going to see a lot of kids that are green to college hockey, and usually that means they're going to come out with a lot of energy, but expect some inconsistency. And like I mentioned earlier, if this Kentucky with a lot of their players coming back, this should be, we expect more of a repeat of last year's 2 games in which Kentucky won, I believe it was 10-1 and 12-3.
Yes, sir.
The 2 games from last year. Of course, the 12-3 game was at the end of the year when Eastern Kentucky had a patchwork squad as several of their players were out of town.
Right.
Actually had to borrow some players from UK's practice squad.
And some of those players, like Phillips, and well, actually Phillips just made the team this year.
Right.
He actually, I do believe he was playing juniors last season. He came back toward the end of the year. So he got some other guys that, heads up.
Whoa. And the pucks are already flying up our way. A name you might recognize for Eastern, goaltender Devin Lynn. Senior goaltender who played at Kentucky a few years back. Makes the move 20 miles down the road from Lexington to Richmond to play for the Colonels. And boy, the bleachers down here by us are packed. The bleachers themselves, the regular bleachers are packed. And even down front below us, 2 and 3 deep. This crowd, this area has missed their hockey, I gotta say.
And people are trying to get into the DJ booth, and they've gotten up.
They have gotten up. They've climbed up into the DJ booth. Those are some fans.
That is a dusty booth, too. I don't think that's been used since I've left it.
You know what it's like up there, and
it's dangerous.
There's no protection up there.
You do have a net, but
and a puck just went up there already.
That net does not do much for you. You got to tighten that thing up.